Rest of the questions are clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead then. So we saw the representation of the real numbers on the number line. So today we'll see operations on real numbers. Okay. Like we've done plus minus in fractions and rational numbers. Same thing we can do addition and subtraction, multiplication and division of irrational numbers also. Okay. Now you already know that irrational number has a non-terminating, non-recurring decimal expansion, right? So how do we check if, like, supposing 7√5 is an irrational number or not? What would we do?
Sir, I don't know.
Think. You already know 7 into, this is nothing but 7 into √5. Right? Now you know the value of √5 is approximately 2.236 dot dot dot. Non-terminating, non-recurring, so this is an irrational number. So 7 into √5 will be 7 into this value here, which would be 15.652 dot dot dot. So that's the value of 7√5, which is again an irrational number. Right? Because this also gives you a non-terminating, non-recurring number. Right? What about 7 by √5? Okay, we'll come to this little later. How do we do with something on the denominator side?
All the values of the root.
The voice is breaking up, Ananya.
Sir, do I have to learn all the values like from?
Yeah, till √7 learn it. √3, √5, 7, at least learn these, and even √2. Okay, these 4 values you can learn. Fine. Now, same way we can even do addition and subtraction of real numbers. Okay, for example, if we have 2√2 plus 5√3, okay, and I want to add √2 minus 3√3. So what do I do? Now, one easy way, Ananya, you know algebra? Ananya, keep yourself unmuted.
Yes, sir.
You know algebra, right? So whenever we have a root, think of it as a different algebraic sign. So this will become like 2x plus 5. Now √2 and √3 are different numbers, different roots, right? So let's take this as x. Let's take this as y. So this is like 5x plus 2y into x minus 3y. You get what am I doing? I'm converting √2 as x. I'm basically taking as x is equal to √2 and y is equal to √3. Now how do we add 2x plus 5y plus x minus 3y?
Sir, it would be 3x plus 2y.
And now we replace this. So our answer would be 3 plus 2√3. Okay, we replaced it back. This is just for your imagination. You're not supposed to do it like this. Okay, don't go and do this in your exams. This will be wrong. This is for you to understand how do we work with roots. Okay, clear about this? So now let's do this one here now. So just think of it as a root. It's not very confusing. So when I want to add 2√2 plus 5√3 plus √2 minus 3√3, what will I do? I will do 2√2 plus √2 plus 5√3 minus 3√3. Yeah. What is 2√2 plus √2? √2 will remain, and this will be 2 plus 1, which will be 3. 3√2, sorry, right? And 5 minus 3 is 2, and √3 remains as √3. This is the same answer we got earlier.
Yeah.
But now do you see how we have to think of roots? Think of root as x's, xy's, as algebra. Each root will be an x, y, z, whatever. And just do it whatever we want to do. Right? Clear about this? You can copy this down. This one. This is operations on real numbers. So we are adding basically irrational numbers, because rational numbers you already know how to do that, right? If there's any doubt, let me know.
So done.
Okay. Similarly, we can do multiplication, let's say 6 root 5 into 2 root 5. What would be the answer? Now think of it in this way. This is like 6x into 2x. What would this mean?
12x. Sorry, 12 root 5.
What would this be? This would be 12x
Oh,
squared.
sorry, 12x square.
So in this case, what would this become? This would become 12 root 5, the whole thing squared. What is root 5? The whole thing squared?
5.
So this would be 12 into 5, which is 60. Not this? Copy this down also. Don't forget that you have to do the whole thing root 5, the whole thing squared, which becomes 5, because root 5 squared is 5. Don't leave your answer on this step, it will be wrong. You have to finish it finally.
So done.
Okay. Similarly, let's divide 8 root 15 by 2 root 3. That is nothing but 8 root 15 divided by 2 root 3. Now what would we do?
So 2 4s are 8 and 3 5s are 15. So 4 root 5.
Right, but we can write this as 8 root 3 into root 5 upon 2 root 3. 15 root 15 is nothing but root of 3 into 5, which is root 3 into root 5, right? So this and this gets cancelled, and this way get cancelled, so we get the 4 root 5. Right? So this step you need to show that root 15 I'm splitting into root 3 into root 5. Okay, copy this down. Now there are a few rules when we relate to operations on rational numbers. Okay, the rules are just writing it down. You can copy it. That's it. I'll make it a little bit. Firstly, the sum or difference of a rational number and an irrational number is always irrational. Obviously, right? The product or quotient of a non-zero rational number and an irrational number is irrational.
So can you explain this?
2 into root 5. 2 is rational, root 5 is irrational. So 2 root 5, 2 root 5, which is again irrational. Same this thing, right? If we add, multiply, subtract, or divide two irrational numbers, the result may be rational or irrational. Why is this? Because if we multiply root 5, what do we get? 5,
5.
which is a rational number, right? But root 3 into root 5, we'll get root 15, which is irrational. So we may get a rational number or we may get an irrational number, right? Similarly, yeah, so same thing with others also. Okay. Please copy this down. Copy these rules down regarding operations on real numbers. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you remember the square root spiral? For example, writing number root 2 on the number line. We made the square root spiral. Remember, we did 1 unit, we connected this. This was root 2. We did this. Remember? This was root 2. This distance, yeah. Right?
Sure.
Now, supposing we do this, this is fine. But what if we have to find out root 3.5 on the number line? What would we do? Any way to do this? With Pythagoras, we can't do. You're on mute. Keep yourself unmuted, Ananya.
Yes.
Any way
Sir,
to
first, we
in a normal
we
way,
have-
we would say root n minus 1. So this would become root of 2.5. Can we know 2.5? No, we can't, right? So what we will do this in these cases, we will represent them on the number line geometrically. Okay, so there's another way which we can mention. Okay, so if they ask you normally, then you do that using the square root spiral, or if they mention find this irrational number or find this real number geometrically, then you do it in a specific way. Okay, so let's try to see how we do it geometrically. For example, now let's try root 3.5 itself geometric. Similarly, we have a series of steps involved, right? What we will do first, we will take a number line, any line here, and we will mark one point as A. Okay. From A, how much distance do I need? I need 3.5 units. Whatever is this value, same amount of units I will cut here and mark this as B. So this distance will become 3.5. If this was 4.5, it would become 4.5, right? From B, we will compulsory mark now only 1 unit here and let this point be C. Okay. The first step, whatever route we are trying to find out, we mark that as AB. From B, we take 1 unit and mark it as C. Okay.
So sir, 1 unit is 1 centimeter,
Yeah,
right?
1 centimeter. If you're taking centimeters, you take 1 centimeter. Whatever it might be. We don't mention the units, we just write units in such, right? Third step. The first step is AB is equal to, let's say, X units, right? If this is root of X. Second step, we put BC equal to 1 unit, right? Third step, we find the midpoint of AC and put that as O. So AC, we will find the midpoint. You know how to find the midpoint of a line segment? Ananya, are you there? I got disconnected. Okay.
I thought I got.
So is this clear? We find the midpoint of AC. Do you know how to find the midpoint of a line segment? If I have a line
Sorry, sir.
segment, how do we find the midpoint of this line segment? Keeping your compass here, I'll mark a point here, I'll mark a point here. Keeping your compass here, I'll mark a point here, I'll mark a point here, and they're connected. Remember? You must have done this in geometry last year. So we find the midpoint of AC and we mark that as point O. That's the third step, right?
So AB or AC?
We find the midpoint of AC. Okay. Now what do we do is, taking our point as O and radius as OC, we make a semicircle. Okay. So keeping our point at O and keeping the radius as C, we will make a semicircle. Obviously, it will pass through A and C because OA is equal to OC, right? In this case, OA will be equal to OC. If I make the OC as radius and I make a semicircle, definitely it will pass as A, right? Here so far. Fifth point, I draw a perpendicular line at B cutting this semicircle. Draw
Sir, I had
at
a
one.
regard.
So this is at point B, a perpendicular. We will go through
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
I actually had a doubt in that perpendicular line in both the number line. So do I have to use protractor to draw the perpendicular bisector or the rounder wala method?
Rounder is better. Okay. Just ask in school if you're doing it or you've done this chapter. Whenever you do this chapter, just ask in school what do they prefer, because every school they prefer something different. You can confirm with your teacher. Is this clear? So we draw a perpendicular line cutting this at point D. So we're cutting the arc at point D, right? BD will become root 3.5. So whatever this BD line is, this becomes root 3.5. Okay. So now what do we do? Taking our compass here, 6th, 7th step. Take point on B, distance BD, drop to line. So taking our compass here from here we measure BD and drop it wherever here. So let us mark this point as 0, and wherever this cuts, let this be point E, this will be root of 3.5. Okay. Let's go through the steps again. Okay, let's do it step by step. So we're doing 3.5 units. Root 3.5 we're trying to find out. So first step, what will we do? Tell me step by step.
We'll draw a line and then from A, we'll measure 3.5 units and then we'll mark B.
Yeah.
From B,
Second step, we'll mark 1 unit. Second step, we'll mark 1 unit and mark that as point C.
C. Then
We will
we
find
need
the
to
midpoint of AC.
point of C, and then from then mark it as O. Then
Yeah.
measure OC and draw a semicircle,
Yeah.
and then
At B, we draw a perpendicular line cutting the arc at point D.
and then measure.
No, this would BD would automatically be what we're looking for, root 3.5. Then keeping our compass at point B with length D, we just drop a line directly down. Let's say this is point E. So in this case, we mark B as 0 and E will become root 3.5. Right? We can do this for any roots. Even we can do it for root 2, root 3, whatever we want. It will be the same. Okay, but if they mention geometrically, do it this way. If they don't mention geometrically, do it in the square root spiral. Copy this down, all these steps.
So done.
Okay, now we have another few operations on real numbers. If we have A and B, they are real numbers. And we have a few rules which we need to practice, similar to what we had in algebra. For example, root of AB. This will be root A into root B, obviously. Second, root of A upon B would be root A upon root B, right? Third one, root A plus root B into root A minus root B would be, any idea?
So root A square minus root B square.
Right, so root A squared minus root B, the whole thing squared, which is, what's root A squared?
A minus B.
Correct. Right? Same way, A plus root B into A minus root B would be?
A a square minus root b square, the whole square,
which is
a minus b, a square minus b.
Because there is no root in a, right? So a square, a would remain as a square itself. Root a plus root b into root c plus root b. Do you know how to solve this one? Okay, this is first term into first term. So what will we get?
Root ac plus root
Second term into
bc.
second term. Okay, no, remember it in this way. First term into first term, second term into second term. So plus
Root bd
combine the inners,
plus root bc
combine the outers.
plus
Got it? First term into first term, second term into second term, combine the inners, combine the outers. Easy way to remember these kind of binomial into binomial, right? And lastly, root a plus root b, the whole thing square.
root a square plus 2 into root a into root b plus root b the whole square.
So what is root a square again?
A plus 2 root ab
Yeah,
plus
b, right? Because root b, the whole thing square is b itself. So these are basic 6 identities which we need to know. Copy these down.
so done.
So let's do a few sums regarding this. 5 plus root 5 into 5 minus root 5 would be
A plus root b and a minus root b. Right?
a plus root b.
5 square minus root 5 square,
Which is
25 minus 5, 20.
okay. Second one, let's do another one quickly. Root 3 plus root 7, the whole thing square.
Root 3 the whole square plus 2 into root 3 plus root 7 into root 7 plus root 7 the whole square.
Yeah.
3 plus root 2 root 21 plus 40. No, sorry, 7.
Yeah, which is
Then plus 2 root 21.
that's it. 10 plus 2 is 21, right? Let's try another one.
Root 11 square minus root 7 square. 11 minus 7. 4.
Yeah. Okay, let's do one last one. Then
So that's 5.
5 plus root 7, 2 plus root 5.
So 10
Yeah.
plus root, no, 2 root 7.
No, first term into first term, do it this way, easy way. Second term into second term.
Root 35
Combine
plus
the inners,
2 root 7
combine the outers.
plus 5 root 5.
Right? Anything we can combine in this? No, right? All are different. We cannot combine anything, so that's the final answer. Right? So these operations come from the same thing that we had done earlier. Okay. Now then we have something called rationalizing the denominator. What exactly is it? I'll just give you a brief overview. No. Earlier, like when we had root 2, 7 plus 3 root 7, we did this as 5 root 7, right? But what will happen if we have the denominator as a root? For example, I have 1 by root 2. Now you know root 2 is a irrational number, which is non-terminating, non-recurring. So can I do this division? No, I cannot. So what I will do, I will rationalize the denominator in which I will get rid of this root 2 and convert this into a rational number. Okay. How do we do that? So supposing we have 1 root 2. Simple, we multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So what will I get here?
So root 2 by 2.
So you see that the denominator became the irrational number, the numerator became irrational, but the denominator became rational. So this is called rationalizing the denominator. Yeah? Okay. So let's try another one. So now we know that we can do this somewhere. Now this is somewhere between half, so it will be somewhere between 0 and root 2. Right?
So
Because
can you repeat?
You know I can write root 2 on the number line.
Yeah.
And this is half of root 2, so this will be somewhere here. This is 1 by root 2. So you know why we rationalize it? Because directly 1 by root 2 can I find on the number line? I cannot. I can find root 2 on the number line and I can half it. Right? So similarly, we can rationalize another denominator of the find. 1 by 2 root plus root 3. What would we do? In this case, we will multiply the same thing with the opposite sign. So we will do minus root 3. We will just change the sign. Okay. And obviously with the numerator also, we will do the same thing. Because 2 minus root 3 upon 2 minus root 3 is 1, right? So what will we get in the numerator? 2 minus root 3 upon, what is this format? A plus b into a minus b becomes?
2 square minus root 3 square.
Which is?
4 square minus 3.
4 square.
Sorry, 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3.
Which
This is 1.
2 minus root 3 upon 1, which is again 2 minus root 3. Now I can locate this on the number line. What do I do? How do I do this on the number line? I'll do 0, 1, 2. So I have 2 From here, I will find root 3 on the other side. And I will drop this down. Wherever it cuts, that will be 2 minus root 3. Right? Because I have to subtract root 3. So I go on the left side. If I had to add root 3, I would find root 3 on this side. Getting it? Okay. Now tell me about this. 5 upon root 3 minus root 5. How would I rationalize this?
Root 3 plus root 5 by root 3 plus root 5.
Okay. Tell me now what
How do I have by 5 by root 3 and by root 5?
No, this is fine. So what will become in the numerator?
5 root 8.
No, we cannot do root 8. Remember I told you x plus y, can I combine them?
Oh no.
Root 3 and root 5, think of different variables because they are different numbers. So I just leave the numerator as this. What will become the denominator? Root 3 square.
Root 3 square minus root 5 square.
Which is again 5 root 3 plus
Minus
5 root 5 upon
3 minus 5.
which is
Minus 2.
so again,
minus
I can write 5 minus of 5 by 2 into root 3 plus root 5. That's the final answer. Getting it? Same way, let's do one last one for today. 1 by 7 plus 3 root 2. Tell me.
7 minus 3 root 2
Yeah,
by 7 minus 2.
yeah,
So 7 square
yeah.
7 square minus 3 root 2 the whole square.
Yeah. Wait, forgetting the
14
numerator. Tell me the numerator also.
7 minus 3 root 2
Upon
and upon 49 minus 3 6.
no. Who will do 3 square?
Oh sorry, 18.
18. Because that is 3 square is 9. 9 into root 2 will give us 2. So 9 2s are 18. So that is 7 3 root 2. What is 49 minus 18? Such a long time.
31.
Right? So that's a final answer. Okay. Any doubts in rationalizing simple? Not
No,
simple.
sir.
Not simple.
No, I
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay, exercise 1.5 for homework. Try to do this today if possible. Okay, it's very simple. It's just classification of rational and irrational, what we've already done. The 3 rules we did, right? And then simplification, that is multiplying operations, and then rationalizing the time. That's all. We have one small part left, which is exponents. We try to finish that today, tomorrow itself. Okay, any doubts on what we covered today?
no sir.
Okay, so I'll see you again then tomorrow. Bye.
Bye sir. Thank you.